Not exactly sure if you follow the Star Wars universe. I personally have followed the Star Wars universe since my earliest days as a young boy, teenager, all up and through current times. Lived through the original three movies. Enjoyed, me personally, the three backstory movies, the prequels. And then I decided I needed to give up once they came out with the last three movies, which again centered around a character which was a Mary Sue, which is basically a woman that just is a perfect woman with an upward trajectory with no character arc whatsoever. And it is helmed by the movie A Woman. It's directed by women. It is Lucasfilm governed by Kathleen Kennedy. Nothing wrong with having women at the helm of any of these kinds of things as being in the helm of leadership, directorship, or even the main character. But build a good movie, for crying out loud. Well, Lucasfilm learned none of this, and they crashed the entire Star Wars universe with these last three movies that were made over the last 6 or so years, tanking the Star Wars universe. So what do you do when you have a bad formula? Double down, triple down, quadruple down. Keep going with that. And what are they doing? They're going to build another movie set based around this Rey character, which nobody liked. She's not Luke Skywalker, for crying out loud. Nobody liked her. She didn't have charm, charisma. She wasn't great to follow and watch on screen. You weren't rooting for her. So what do? You double down on that. So what do? You put a woman at the helm of this entire movie, because why not? They've already lost hundreds of millions of dollars, so just keep doubling down on that bad formula. And it would be different if they chose somebody who was a proven leader at making good movies and characters and making money, but they haven't done that yet. So what do? They just get some activists, some feminists, some man-hating woman to now direct this movie. It's just absurd. So let's actually pull up the article. Go ahead. And here you have it right here. Star Wars director says it's about time a woman shaped a film for the franchise. I don't understand, but this is... so they're putting this gal, Obaid Chinoy, at the helm. And I guess she told CNN that a woman is going to shape the franchise. If you would, let me see the next one. All right, Star Wars director says it's about time a woman shaped a film for the franchise, because we're in 2024 now. Why not? It's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away. I guess she means from the directorial perspective. I don't think that she's writing it. Who knows who the heck is writing it. But it's still centered around this character, Rey, which nobody likes. But Disney just knows how to keep losing money. It's just absurd. Matt Walsh on his show, I don't know if you know Matt Walsh. I don't agree 100% with everything Matt Walsh says. He's from the Daily Wire. He's one of those guys connected to Ben Shapiro, like Matt Walsh. Both of those good guys, believe in a lot of their philosophies and ideologies. Not all of it, but most of it. So let's see what Matt Walsh has to say about this as our lead-in.
Yes, it's about time. It's about time that a woman shapes a Star Wars story. Now, of course, every Star Wars film and TV show for the last decade has already been shaped by a woman. Kathleen Kennedy is the president of Lucasfilm. And the last Star Wars trilogy was about a woman. It was about a female superhuman Jedi person. But even so, this is an historic moment because they're adding yet another woman. And this woman is the most feminist of them all. And just to show you that, here she is a few years ago, before she was selected to be in the Star Wars franchise. Here she is explaining what her goal is when she makes a film. And you might, if you don't know any better, you might think, oh, her goal when she makes a film, it must be to tell a great story that people want to see. Oh, no, it's not that. Here it is, watch.
What is the balance of activating a force for change, but also trying to permeate that patriarchy, that power structure? And is that a part of the calculation of your art as well, and what's been the reaction to that?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Women hate the double standard, unless, of course, it benefits them. Can you imagine a man making a statement like, I enjoy making women uncomfortable. I like making women uncomfortable, with those crazy eyes like she's got going on there. That's just ridiculous. Why do you want to make anybody feel uncomfortable? Now, to her credit, she is an activist from Pakistan, and obviously it's a very patriarchal society where women are not viewed or looked at as equal to men. But you're in America, where men allow for, enjoy, have encouraged, voted for women to sit at the table of power and influence and equality and directorialship and writing and all of this and such. So you're in America with all this. You don't need to make men uncomfortable here. Men are more than happy to have women tell these stories and be part of these stories and to be strong forces in these stories. You don't need to make men uncomfortable here. Here's Disney. Just going ahead. I'm putting more money on the table to lose. My God. That's like losing at the blackjack table, and you just keep going over to the ATM to borrow money and put it down. Ridiculous. Go ahead, let's continue.
You know, it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection. And then say, maybe there is something wrong with the way I think, or maybe there is something wrong with the way I am addressing this issue.
There's your next Star Wars director. Now, I mean, needless to say, if a man ever openly confessed that he enjoyed making women uncomfortable, he would be fired from whatever job he has, probably like sent to jail. He certainly wouldn't be hired to make the next Star Wars film, nor should he, because, by the way, enjoying making people uncomfortable that's not a normal thing for a human being. That's not healthy. You should not enjoy. Now, there are times when it's necessary to cause discomfort in other people, but you should not enjoy other people's discomfort. That makes you that's the definition of being like a sadist.
I could not agree with Matt Walsh more. Why? Why do you want to try to make men feel uncomfortable? Like, we're going to feel uncomfortable by what? You telling a story that has a powerful woman in it? We just don't care. Do you know what we do care about? We care that we like the characters. We like the story. We're rooting for the protagonist. We're rooting for the protagonist to surmount all of the challenges and beat the antagonist. What is so hard about this? Ridiculous. But here's Disney continuing to shove its social equity, justice agenda down the throats of its people, not giving the audience what it wants, but basically they're just a big political outfit. So if you're a stockholder and they just lost hundreds of millions of dollars last year and they're not working for the improved value of your stock, I'd see that as a fiduciary mistrust of them handling my investment in their company. Why would you invest in this company based on all this? Just nonsense. Absurd. Ridiculous. It's up to me. I'm pulling my money out of Disney. Might as well put it into Amazon. Because, you know, Jeff Bezos, like him or hate him, he rise and rules. And Amazon will always be. Your money is probably best secured there.